All right, so here's the Highlander. It's got 175,000 miles on it. I just had this in here last week to replace the alternator in it. Just died out on them. So this vehicle is in okay shape. I have recommended to them over the years that they get this thing rust-proofed, but they haven't really done that. So they were kind of on the fence about replacing the radiator in it. So the reason why I'm placing the radiator in it is because the fittings to the transmission, the cooling line fittings, are corroded away. They're really ready to leak. And also you can see some crustation from the coolant, the red Toyota coolant leaking out. So they're going to hang on to this for a little while longer, and they decided they're going to put the radiator in it. So what I'm replacing the radiator with is a Nippon Denso. You can see it right here. I use Nippon Denso any chance I get for Toyota, Honda, you name it. You know, remanufactured starters, alternators. That's what I just put in this thing. But this Denso is a 321-3146. Now, be careful, because if your Toyota, whatever vehicle you have, might have a tow package, they're very specific about choosing the right radiator. So always use the right coolant. I'm going to use the Asian vehicle coolant here. It's already pre-mixed. And if you buy anything that's not pre-mixed, make sure you add distilled water to it, because if you don't, that causes corrosion issues internally in your engine. Over time, it does. So you want to keep that in mind. Also, very important, replace the radiator cap. You might ask yourself, well, why not replace the thermostat? Well, I would do that, but the thermostat was done in this last year. It's not going to worry about it. But if you do replace your thermostat, I recommend you spend the extra money and get an OEM thermostat. Toyota in the past has been finicky about that, and I've learned my lesson a few times about that. So first thing I'm going to do is remove this cover here. I'm going to pull this big cover off. It just gives you more light for whatever reason, and we'll move on from there. And I'm going to drain the coolant, obviously. Don't just yank the hose off and make a mess. The drain, the petcock on this is on the, going to be on the driver's side underneath. I can't really show you the new one yet. That's the first chance I get, I'm going to show you. See it right there? Left-hand side, that white. So yours might not be white, but it's kind of one of those deals where you got to put a hose on the bottom of it to direct it past the bottom splash shields. Otherwise, it's going to get everywhere. All right, so I'm going to pull those covers off and move on from that point. I'm going to clean this cover up too, just because. Yeah, these little black plastic clips, you just push in on the button and pop them out. Some are already missing, but it's not that crucial. It's not going to fly off with the hood shut. So get these all out. See that? This pulls right off. Just get that out of the way. Put your clips where you know where they're going to be. I got to move this forward a little bit and get it set up on the lift. Yeah, so you're going to want to remove this plastic cover on the bottom. 10mm socket fits them. This as well. All right. You know, I want to do a video on something I've actually talked about. Well, with a customer of mine, they were told that they were recommended strut replacements on their vehicles based on what AI says, and it was contrary to what the manufacturer said. So be careful out there. I am going to do a video on that if you're interested. All right, so this is kind of the way this is set up. I'm going to grab my light. It's kind of hard to get to that drain. And so you're going to see in the corner, I showed you on that new one, you got to get something in there, maybe a pair of needle nose vice grips, just to tweak that loose. but it's in a really piss poor location if you want my honest opinion. That wasn't too bad because I had the coolant drained out to do the alternator last week. So I like to get myself a piece of hose and put it on that end of that nipple that comes out of the radiator. That way you're not going to make a complete mess. And I've seen some really good videos out here, but then they make a mess. I don't like messes. What I have to do is find my coolant drain bucket. So yeah, you loosen that and then your coolant should come out. So I like to always do that. Yeah, so I like to get it draining first. Then I'll lower the car down and I'll do the rest of the stuff I need to do up top. All right, so the next step is we're going to remove this snorkel right here. 2 10mm nuts there. One here for that hood prop rod holder. Another one for this AC high pressure line. Also, while the coolant's draining, I like to leave the radiator cap on for a little bit. That way it takes it out of the coolant reservoir. You have to take that reservoir off as well. There's a couple bolts that secure it. Yeah, you got little clips and hoses on the side. You just got to pull out of the way from this snorkel. That's what you would call it. Not a huge deal. Yeah, so this video is going to point you in the right direction. You know, I try to make them as detailed as possible, but it's not always possible. Running a shop by myself, anybody could walk in at any given time, and they probably will, which is okay. But so there's a snorkel. You got 2 hoses, that vacuum hoses that's sitting aside. You'll see it when you pull it apart. Okay, also, you've got this snorkel. You're going to kind of have to pull it out of the way. I kind of bend it back, hold it with a bungee. So next thing I'm going to go after is the upper radiator hose. Probably pull this radiator cap off now. And the coolant reservoir, the reservoir hose. I got that AC suction hose out of the way. So you got electrical connectors here. Yeah, it's pretty well straightforward. Then, of course, you're going to have your radiator shroud bolt mounts on the top. I should probably take care of that. See that hose? So brittle. We'll do that too. Now, if you're doing a job like this and the radiator hoses look questionable, probably had a good time to replace them. These look fine. Asian vehicles, usually, the hoses have a great lifespan. I took the bolts out. I didn't video it, but 2 bolts on the top, the reservoir. All right, so I got to get this out of the way. I think I'm just going to try and bungee it back out of the way somehow, because I believe it's secured underneath the battery tray, and I'm not pulling the whole battery tray out. If I can just pull this back and tuck it out of the way for a little bit. All right, so you can see what I did here. I got a heavy duty bungee hooked here to this other inlet pipe and got it up to the windshield wiper arm. Be really careful with bungee cords. They're dangerous. This is a heavy duty rubber one, but you know the corded ones that you use on bicycles and stuff, those things break and come back and hit you in the teeth, or God forbid in your eye. You're kind of screwed. I actually know a kid that had that happen. He was bungeeing stuff down on his motorcycle and it came back and took both his front teeth out. So be really careful with that. All right, so we have 3 securing bolts on the top, one here, one in the middle for the shroud, and then another one down here. You got this electrical connector right here. Sorry about this camera work. You get this electrical connector right here. You don't need to disconnect these bottom ones, okay? So I'm going to pull the top bolts out and get the shroud out of there. Pushing on that clip. You should hear a snap. Again, I've mentioned it in the past, if you have issues with any kind of electrical connectors, you can spray some light lubricant on them. Get my clip prying tool for this. So yeah, you just get these harness holders out of the fan shroud. You're going to pull those out of the way. If you break a couple, oh well. You know, stuff gets old, it gets brittle. So you take that harness and you just fold that right out of the way like that. 1, 2. Now, like I say, I had this fan shroud assembly out last week when I did the alternator. And, you know, they came out decent, but you got to be really careful sometimes because they can break. So you might want to do them by feel and not just put an impact on it like I just did. So I did a video a while back actually on an alternator replacement for a Highlander. If I think of it, I'll connect it to this video if you're interested in it. And maybe you could throw me a comment out there and ask me to. If I forgot to, I'm sorry, or I can share the link with you. You can pretty much talk to me, not email me, but you can communicate me through through YouTube. While my channel is still small, I'm sure if it gets bigger, I won't be able to reply to you like I once did. Let's hope that it does grow, but I'll do my best to talk to you as long as I have this channel. But keep that in mind because I'd appreciate if your comments are positive. I want positive input if I can get it from you. So some videos I expect to be really great and get a lot of views, and then there's others that I don't spend a lot of time on and they get more views, so I really don't know. So I'm going to give you a better shot here of what's going on with this radiator so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about, because if you ignore it, you're going to end up with an issue, not a good one either. All right, so the next thing I'm going to go after is I'm going to get this top support off, bolt here, bolt there, get these clips out from this front grille, and 2 more bolts here. And I'm going to pull this up out of the way. I might just pull this whole grille right out of the way. I got to get the hood latch out of there. So that's what I'm going for next.